that was going through that instead of my phone. So
No.
I'll just wait for it to refresh on my screen so I know we are actually live. Because I always tend to end up cutting off the intro because I talk and it hasn't actually started yet because there's a delay. So I don't know. But...
That's okay.
There we go. Just ask your viewers a question. No, I don't want to. Right. Oh, hang on. We've got an ad. Right. Let's turn the sound down. That's good. That's good. Well, it's not.
Copyright, no?
Ads. Jesus Christ. Do you know what? So, interestingly enough, I was going to talk to you about that today because it was actually Penge worked out why that song on that ice cream truck got us restricted in places like Africa.
All right.
So, okay, we're live. So I'm going to stop yabbing from it. So, look, hi, my name is Rob. This is Cat Raps Camera Studio. I'm with ever lovely Josh from Free Spice Gaming Group.
Hello.
There he is. Brilliant. And we're back. We're going to be doing some Fyreslayers today. Love them. I think they're great. Have you got any hands to show, Josh? Have you?
Not painted, actually. No.
So there we go. Look, I've been painting up. Josh actually kindly sent me these. These are chosen axes. I've never painted a Dwarduin dwarf before.
I had two copies of them for some reason. So
Josh kindly just sent them to me, like the absolute Romeo to my Juliet he is. And I've been really enjoying them. So we've been talking throughout the week about Fyreslayers, and he said about doing a live. So I want to do a live, and he said, well, why don't we paint some Fyreslayers? So here we are, painting Fyreslayers together. And funny enough, I'm actually down to my last chosen axe, and Josh is going to be doing exactly the same miniature. This is the two-handed standing guy. I don't know his name. He's got the very, very cool double battle axe. And he's, very, very cool miniatures. So we thought we would do a Fyreslayers off. As you can see how opposing we are, I've gone for a really dark undercoat. Josh has gone for a lovely bright one. You couldn't get more chalk and cheese with this. So,
and I'm going to use speed paints and contrasts for mine. So.
And I probably will get absolutely nothing done because I paint so slow. So right, I was just talking to Josh before the stream started, as we always do. We go on live, and what we do is we slag everyone off. No, we don't do that. Josh does, I don't. And so what I decided to do was, I found out the other day. Now, when we used to do lives on Instagram, there was a particular live show that me and Josh did, and for some reason, it came up as it got restricted in, I think, was it Africa and some European countries?
Africa, North Korea, Russia, anywhere really.
There was a few countries that for some reason just didn't like our thing. Now, what happened is, where I live, there's an ice cream man that comes around, and he plays what I thought was a jingly jangly version of Elvis Presley's "It's Now or Never." And I was speaking to Penge KC from the Inquisition the other day, and I was telling him about this story about how we got banned, and he said, "No, it's not. It's Now or Never. It's the other version they did that was a spoof of it. That when just one cornetto, give it to me. It wasn't Now or Never by Elvis Presley. It was the Cornetto song that the ice cream truck played." That it thought was Elvis Presley, and that's why we're not allowed to. Basically, you're not seeing this if you're from Korea or Africa. I do apologise. If you do, let me know. Brilliant, fantastic. But I thought that was quite funny, actually. That we finally got to the bottom of it after. I mean, that was like a good year ago now, wasn't it?
Oh, good. Yeah, maybe year and a half, something like that.
So, right, I think I'm going to start this guy. I'm going to talk about how I'm doing these guys as well, because I've had a lot of nice comments actually about my Fyreslayers.
They are looking good, I have to say.
I think the problem that has always put me off about Fyreslayers is they are what I like to call they fall into the Space Marine conundrum. Isn't that they are literally exactly the same in a different pose, except for some have an axe, some have a gun, some are riding on a dude. It's a very limited range, and me and Josh have been speaking about this quite a lot. but there isn't too many parts to them. I found it's skin, hair, and metal, and you're done.
Yeah.
And that makes them actually like a really, 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 I guess, a quick range. And I think when you're painting up lots of little guys that look the same, having the miniatures being completed really, really quickly is a really, really good thing. And I think it works in its favor a little bit. But I was a little bit worried to start these guys, just purely because of how kind of like samey it all is.
Yeah.
And I do find that just obviously with most miniatures, and I always say this, work from the inside out. Always work from the inside out when you're doing miniature painting. It just makes life so much easier, because then you're just covering up your mistakes, and the stuff in the middle is not. One thing I've enjoyed, their little eyebrows. They've got little eyebrows underneath their helmets,
They do, yes.
and I think that's quite cute. You don't really see Games Workshop doing the eyebrows so much miniatures these days.
Well, I don't think this guy has. Looking at him, I think his eyebrows are hidden actually.
Yes, his helmet comes over more like a beak on this guy.
Yeah.
So is kind of cool. But obviously, aside from that, obviously we have the preview. The Warhammer preview
Yes.
is up. It'll be in the very early hours. Obviously, we're based in the United Kingdom.
Be about, is it 3 a.m. or something?
I think it's something like that. I got to admit, I did kind of zone out a bit with it, because obviously I won't stay up and watch it. I love Warhammer. Do I love it to get up that early? No. But bluntly, I won't do it.
No,
So,
I won't be staying up to watch it, because obviously I've got a club to run tomorrow night, and I'd say obviously it would just
it
me
is its
forward.
club night. What I am going to do really, really quickly, I am going to pull up the Warhammer community. Apologies if anyone does type in the chat at the minute. I can't see the comments. Or if you've got any questions, fire away. Please do. I'm just going to pull up the actual Reforge preview. Yeah, so it's up in 5 hours. 5 hours, 51 minutes. So about 1 o'clock in the morning it is for us.
Yeah.
So this is just the preview for the new AOS.
I believe so, yes.
Because the second preview that's on Saturday the 18th, that's the one that has Warhammer 40,000, the Horus Heresy, Legion Imperialis, Necromunda, and that's it. There's 4 games there, which is quite... normally you see 5 or 6. It's quite interesting.
Yeah, that's quite limited, isn't it?
So it's definitely a bit of an interesting one. 2 shows, maybe. Why didn't they club it together to make one big one? In a way, I'm glad.
I suppose they're making a massive thing about the new AOS, so aren't they? They're gonna.
Yes, and I think that's a good thing. I think Age of Sigmar, Dominion, I don't think, if we're completely honest, went down so well.
No.
It was a bit of a change, wasn't it? Do let me know what you think in the chat.
It wasn't a sellout like Leviathan has been. I know it's less popular than 40k, but normally when boxed by regardless sell out. And I know my local gaming shop has got a copy in still.
What, of Dominion?
Dominion, yeah.
Wow. Okay. Cool. So not even like the starter boxes. It's actually Dominion.
Actual Dominion he's got, yeah. But well, last time I went in, he had it. But he is retiring, so he is selling stuff off at fairly decent price. So if anyone's in Lichfield,
there we go. Head to Digital Dragons and snag yourself a box of Dominion.
But make sure you bring cash, because he's stealing cash only as well.
But it's a strange one that it just didn't seem to. Why do you think Dominion didn't resonate with, I guess, how they thought it would? It seemed to have done quite.
I don't know. Because we went halves in a box, didn't we? You had the Orcs, I had the Stormcast, didn't we?
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good, pretty cool box actually. But
now I thought it was a good box, but then I'm not subjected to the kind of faction things, because I don't really play. I kind of get away with it a lot, I think, sometimes, because I don't have to then look at the rules, because the rules don't matter to me, because I don't use them as game pieces.
Yes.
So I can look at a miniature and go, that's a really nice miniature. Whereas someone will go, oh, it's a really nice miniature, but I can't use that in my army because, it doesn't synergize with it, or it's too many points or whatever. See, I don't have that.
Yeah.
That was something that I highlighted in my Dark Angels video. I've been doing them for a year straight. And because I'm not constricted by rules or anything like that, I was actually really, really free to just kit bash what I want, do what I want. People are like, what's that? And I'm like, don't know, but it doesn't look cool. And I kind of got away with, doing that. And I would just make up my kind of like my own little stories and stuff like that to go with it, to just seek my narrative and appease me. And it's actually quite liberating doing stuff like that.
But then isn't that what the hobby's about? Doing it your way?
Well, see, this is what I argue strongly. I do believe that the hobby should be something where you can be, and this is where I'm gonna talk about Dark Angels a little bit here, and this is where I think it is a really, really fantastic chapter. Is because they come with that, the whole secrecy thing, and it is like a blank canvas to do what you want with them, because they've got so many secrets and stuff like that, and it's such a good like point for people to kind of be like, yeah, but you don't know if they don't do this because it's a secret, and it gives you that little canvas of making your own stories and your own units and your own little kit bashes and stuff, and nobody can say anything because nobody would know anyway. And that's why I think
same with the Alpha Legion as well, isn't it? There.
Yeah, see, they're another great example. They're so secretive, and you don't really know you don't know whether they're good guys, bad guys, what.
Yeah.
You don't know who Alfarius is really deep down. No one does. And I think that's what, when you've got those ambiguous kind of story beats with factions, it makes them so like just versatile to play with and build with and stuff like that. I love it. I think that's something that they get right. When Games Workshop get it right, they get it really right.
Yeah.
And to me, that's what the hobby is about.
Yes.
It's when they really kind of go over every minor detail that, to me, it tends to fall apart a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a I'm hoping that they give people the power back to kind of like create their armies and their units, much like they do in the old world. That's one thing I got to admit I think the old world does well, is having the opportunity to make your own characters. Making a lord on a foot, making a lord on a mount. They don't tell you what; they just tell you the base size, and you can make it.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really good way of encouraging people to be really creative. And I think that that's always a very, very good thing.
Yes.
That's how you come up with some really, really cool, unique armies. So I'm hoping there's an element of that, and I'm hoping there's a big element of that as well. So
I mean, Stormcast can be pretty much anything because they're reforged for Sigmar, aren't they?
They do that quite well with the whole identity thing.
But depending on what realm they're from, and that you could, do it from. You could do like Stone Guardians for like Realm of Life or something, or and have them like really mossy, and
there's so much you can do with it. And like I said, when they get it right, they get it really right. But when they really try and control every, I guess, lore aspect of a faction, that's when it goes a little bit like, this isn't fun for me. And don't get me wrong, that's my personal opinion. Some people love getting it all accurate, and
I think that's what drew me into Beast of Chaos as well, because they could, they are literally just beasts who follow chaos. So depending on what chaos they worship or what realm they're part of, they're all going to look different anyway.
Now, controversially, obviously, we haven't spoken about this on a live. We haven't done live since. Obviously, we've spoken about it, but obviously we haven't spoken on a live. And I think it's always good to kind of get your thoughts out there. Now, I personally think that the Beast of Chaos will be back.
Yeah.
So for anyone that isn't in the know, but is obviously watching this, Beast of Chaos, quite a lot of the Stormcast range, Savage Orcs have been basically withdrawn from the range, Age of Sigmar and stuff like that. And they're not going to be an army within that anymore. It is quite a terrifying thing, and I got to admit, I don't doubt that a few people are going, oh, maybe I do want to start, I don't know, maybe something like ogres, which are an older faction,
Yeah.
have now probably gone, well, maybe I won't, because how long are these guys going to be around for now?
Yeah.
You know, if they can cull entire armies, you know, and don't get me wrong, I understand why they're streamlining ranges, like the Stormcast Eternals. I mean, their battle tome is a hefty book.
100%, yeah. But they are poster boys, aren't they? A bit like Space Marines, you know.
Bringing them all up to a bit of a standard to make a, you know, to suit the aesthetic that they're going for now. I would probably say with confidence that 90% of the units that have been removed from the range are probably going to get redone at some point.
Yeah.
But when it comes to things like Beasts of Chaos, which have, to me, you know, even with my limited knowledge, they're quite an iconic faction.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's a bit of an odd one to see them, you know, Savage Orcs. I mean, what did they have? They had Boar Boys.
Yeah.
They had the arrow, the shooting arrow dudes,
Arrow Boys, yeah.
and a dude with the spears. Was it guys with the spears?
Yes.
Because you got the one with the two people carrying like the big pointy log, didn't you?
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
And I think that was it. They might have had a boss.
Yeah.
As well. So it's, you know, essentially 4 parts of a range. Dan Steglitch, good evening to you, sir. Absolutely. I hope you're doing well today. Let us know what you're working on tonight, if you're holding at all. The thing that I think that shocked me quite a lot is with the Beast of Chaos is that it's not I wouldn't say it's a small range, but there's a fair, you know, few units there that could have been, you know, even they just amalgamated it into another faction, but to actually get rid of the whole thing but keep it for the old world seems really weird.
Yeah. No,
and that's
100%.
why I think they'll be back. 100%. I think they'll be back. I think it'll take a couple of years, but I think there'll be a bit of a return.
Especially when, like, you know, the slaves going to have them, what they call them, ogre-looking things in their range.
Dragon ogres, yep.
No, not dragon ogres. They're like the you know, the one you painted up for me for Warcry.
Oh, the Myrmidons.
Myrmidons, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Slaves of Darkness had a unit of them in there.
Yeah, but they got Myrmidon and Therodons.
Yeah, but aren't they basically Beasts of Chaos anyway?
Well, that's what, you know, you would kind of think. You'd
So,
go, well, you know, they're like...
They're producing really nice models for Beast of Chaos, but not putting them in the factions, you know.
See, it's strange because they had that guy last year be released, and now all of a sudden it's like, nah, we're just not doing them anymore. I mean, you don't know whether they're a good selling point. You know, do they sell? I guess, you know, if you play Beasts of Chaos, you're like, yeah, but this is a really good faction. But obviously that's, you know, I try and stay clear of the things like biases and stuff like that. Of course you're going to think that.
Yeah.
But it's strange. It's strange when you do that and then you look at something like... has my camera gone off there for some reason?
It has, yes.
Right. Okay. What's happened here? Because I'm still...
I can hear you, and your string's a bit gone blank, actually. Well, for me anyway. I don't know people in chat.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at the chat because I have my laptop up next to me, and for some reason, we've decided to not work.
That's strange.
That's a bit of an odd one. Let's just... I wonder if I can just... if I pop that like that.
What's everyone else working on in the chat, by the way, as well?
So
we always love to know
what's working. If I go back to that side,
what everyone else is working on. So
we've reached a technical difficulty here. Hang on, let's just have a quick look. No. Let me just go back. If you could just quickly grab that question for us, Josh. Did you see that one?
Yeah, I'm just reading it out. Sorry. I do quite here. I've only been playing Total War Warhammer, so not familiar with the lore here. Beast Curse and the Beastmen. So the Beastmen. So Beast of Chaos are the Beastmen. But they used to be called Beastmen. Then they was called Beast Chaos for AOS. Now I presume they'll be going back to Beastmen. They're basically the same thing. As far as I know, anyway, they're from the same faction, basically. Hopefully that answers that question for you.
Okay, I have no idea what's happened to my camera here for some reason. It's displayed as live on the actual live, but actually on the screen it's just black. Is it still black for you, Josh?
It is, yeah.
Wow, okay. Let me just quickly screenshot and see if that... Okay, I don't know what's gone on here.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, as a Beast of Chaos player for AOS, to lose your whole range and pretty much my only arm. I mean, I've got about 1,000 points of Stormcasts here and there, but to lose your whole main army is a bit of a kick in the teeth.
It is. It's although they have given a bit of notice, I do think it could have been handled a hell of a lot better.
Yeah.
And that is, I think, ultimately the problem. Now, again, I do just wish there was a bit more clarity with Games Workshop. If you're going to take a range out of a game system but have it available for one but not the other, well, there's obviously enough money in the pot to carry on making it. Which is interesting because if you actually go through the rule book of the old world, they say that Beastmen are going to be part of the narrative, but they are the only faction in the rulebook to not get a double-page spread with a preview of their units.
Okay, unless they are redo the whole unit for old world.
Well, no, I think they'll keep it exactly the same. There'd be no point. They're old models.
Yeah.
So this is where I think there's a potential for them to, because they're really beloved. Like, I don't play Beastmen, but like you kind of have a bit of almost like respect for people. You like, Beastmen are cool.
Yeah.
They've been around for years. You appreciate the heritage of them.
Yeah.
So it's a bit, I guess a bit of a kicker when they do stuff like this because you're a bit like, So yeah.
Are you playing AOS? I do play a little bit of AOS, not massively, but I will be playing it when 4th edition comes out at club. When I eventually get around to it, anyway, because there's so many games at the moment I'm trying to learn and play. So yeah, it's.
Can I press that? Will that do make a difference? Right, I have no idea why my thing has done this.
It's strange, isn't it? Yeah.
It is a bit strange. I don't know why. Hang on. Let's unhook the camera and let's have a really quick look. So it's working there. That makes no difference. What's this? At least 1 minute of video is needed to start highlight. Okay, we can't highlight that. So if I go like that, right, cancel. Because if I back out, the stream's going to stop. Oh, lovely.
Tissue from paintbrushes. Please got to bring to me. So.
And let's do that.
I mean, when was live? We haven't done a live this year, have we?
This is the first one we've actually done. Yeah, it's been
this year, which is
Let's just go back quickly.
good to be back.
It is good to be back. It's obviously back with technical difficulties. It wouldn't be our stream if there wasn't technical difficulties.
It wouldn't be us if we didn't have any mishaps.
If the camera's not working, or my internet's not faded out, or Josh isn't chucking paint over himself, it's not a real stream.
Yes.
So,
well, Dungeons and Dragons. Someone says, "Paul."
Well, I love Dungeons and Dragons. Nice. What do you play? What is your race? Yes.
I do like playing D&D myself. We did a. That again.
What do you play as, Josh?
So I had a game on Sunday, which we did a dads and kids game, which because we've got most of us got neurodivergent kids.
Yeah.
We arranged a game for the dads and kids to play D&D together, so the kids can meet each other, and because they're all sort of the same, or got autism and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, but I played a gnome wizard, which I've never played a wizard before.
Yeah.
But I only had one attack spell, so all my other spells was literally just like spells to do other stuff in the game, which turns out I didn't actually need any of them for that game. So I literally I was a one spell pony.
A one spell pony.
Yeah, pretty much. But, yeah, it was good. But my favourite one, so hard. It depends what mood I'm in, but my favourite one I've done a campaign with has been a warlock. But
yeah,
I quite enjoyed that.
Okay, what do you want to do? Do you want to grin and bear it with half a blank screen and hope the camera gets back on, or I can end the stream quickly?
It's up to you. Yeah, if you want to do that.
Back on. We've got 27 minutes here.
Yeah.
I will just say, if you are watching, and or from the future, I don't know how it works. I'll let Casey's bloody showing up, and he just sort of right. I'm going to end the stream really quickly, and I'm just going to restart it.
Yeah.
Because obviously, with a bit of technical difficulty with my camera at the moment, and I can't leave Josh stranded there holding down the fort. So
that's all right. I'm used to carrying.
Give me 2 seconds. I'll put it up, and it will be on the page in just 2 seconds. So
yeah, no worries. Okay.